What is up, everybody? It is Trash Panda here, and we are back with episode 6 of SurrounDead. As you can see here, we are in a new location. This is the warehouse that we had discovered last episode. Yep, so the abandoned warehouse right there. If you remember last episode, we had made our way through Whitewood and we had ended taking care of the crash that was right here. There was also a helicopter crash here and a couple airdrops that we'd picked up. So from last episode, really all I did, I drove back to where we had dropped off our tents and our sleeping bag. I packed all of that up, came back to the warehouse. As you can see, we've got everything laid out here. We have gone through and just did a bunch of sorting, uh, dropping off loot. We set up the generators. I don't need to, but I just went ahead and placed it since I had it anyway. And we just finished a run to the trader, so the vehicle was empty. The most recent run did net us just under $1,200. So we'll go ahead and add that cash to the bank here. And that puts us right at 5,600. So doing okay with cash. So for the base, we will have a building episode coming up soon, so we can put a back door on it. We can put down a base flag, which will allow us to clean up the trash piles that are kind of laying around. And then we're also going to build a front gate. So luckily, even though we do have sections of fence, this base is completely surrounded by fence. So we're covered in that aspect. In the future, we can put up a few watchtowers. There are horde beacons that we can purchase from the traders, which basically you can set up. It'll call in 8 different waves of hordes to come in and attack your base. And they do drop loot. Obviously, it's a mix of zombies and bosses, so all of those drop. And then at the end of the last 8th wave, the beacon itself turns into kind of a loot box and drops some loot for you. So that's what we've been up to, probably just about a half hour, 45 minutes or so of cleanup off camera. And we are going to make our way over here to Whitewood, and we're going to I don't know if we're going to do the infestation as well as the boss, but we're definitely going to go ahead and take care of the boss and take care of some of the secondary infestations. This town has 2 secondary infestations in the primary, so we'll see if we can do all 3 of those. So it is not quite late enough for us to take a nap or for us to go to sleep yet. However, the fog is rolling in, so we're not going to be able to see too much with that. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and cut the video here. We're going to just finish some housekeeping chores, and then we'll hop back in first thing in the morning and start our assault on Whitewood. See you guys then. Alright guys, so I was just out and about. I was chopping down some trees. I'm collected just under 50 wood, and then we did have an airdrop that fell, so I ran over here where just just outside of the base here, so it's super convenient for me to run over here. And I did want to show you guys what this had in it. So not great loot, not bad though by any means, especially with us getting another coyote backpack that we're able to grab. And so yeah, we've got that going for us. It is almost 1930, which is when we'll be able to go to sleep here, and then we can start raiding the town. So see you guys shortly. All right, and another military airdrop. So we've got that. I don't think we're gonna make the hike out here for this medical airdrop, but there's another military. There was a plane crash, but that's way down there. The crashed military plane had some good loot. It's just unfortunate that all of these events are just so far away. But at least we got a few airdrops to kind of add to our stash. So we'll go ahead and check out this one, see what this has in it. So we did get an upgrade to our respirator, so that is good. So we'll just grab all of this, organize at the base. I know I can stick that somewhere. There we go. Yeah, so we'll organize at the base, and then finish chopping down a few more trees. Alright guys, we have slept through the night. I did end up collecting a bit more wood than I had expected. It was going into different slots. For some reason I wasn't thinking about the fact that it only stacked up to 50. So we actually ended up with about 200 wood in total. I did end up going, so obviously I grabbed both of those military airdrops, and I did go over here and get the, that was a medical airdrop as well that had a few items on it. It did not have a medical backpack, which is what I was really hoping for. I need to swap out my hatchet now that we're done chopping wood and grab back my crowbar. I am going to want to try to find something different to use as a melee. I don't know. Honestly, let's do this. Pretty sure the machete will also have the same option to have a wide melee attack range. So we'll roll with that for now to prevent some damage on our crowbar. So we're going to want to keep that crowbar with us because we can open lockpick doors and stuff like that instead of using our lockpicks, which we'll want to do because that is going to just save us time and then also save our lockpicks as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over here to the main entrance of town and check out this 3-story building, or well, I guess it's more like a 6-story office building, and then get these, get rid of this guy. Want to get these smaller buildings and start attacking, because the secondary infestations are on this side, and then kind of in the middle is where the primary infestation is. So we're going to try to play it from that angle. Alright, so there is one acidic zombie kind of out of this batch. So we definitely don't want to pull him into the fight until we're ready. So gather up these guys. During our building episode that we're going to have coming up, so we can craft what are called, I think they're called noisemakers, and it's I think 3 nails, it's a metal empty can, and I think there's one other component that's needed. But basically that'll just make a little rattle can that we can throw out and attract all of the zombies to one area. So that way, if we want to go up and melee them, we can. If we want to just toss a grenade over there and wipe them all out, we can do that as well. So we're going to kind of start looking at the crafting things that we can get into, especially now that we've got an established home base area, and obviously our base here is pretty central on the map, which is what we were going for. So we've lucked out with having that available and it being pretty decently connected to the roads and also to this town, so we can swing in for loot from time to time as we need to just kind of refill some items. We're obviously doing good on wood, so that's not a concern. We do need to try to find an axe, or I'm sorry, a pickaxe, because we do not have any. Okay, well, that's fine. We do not have any rocks, and we're gonna need that for some of our crafting stuff. So we're gonna want to be on the lookout for that as well. So nothing on these outskirts. I got that. Okay. So I said this was an office building, but it looks like it's more of a hospital over here. Is there anything back in this corner now? So I would love to get a medical backpack. Uh, I think that has 16 slots in it, and that will help us out greatly with keeping some of the medical items organized and in their place. I was hoping in the medical airdrop that I grabbed last night that it would have one, but unfortunately it did not. So, barricade metal doors. That's odd loot to be in a medical facility, but we'll take it. We can use the doors because our warehouse does not have a back door, so that'll work out great there. Obviously, the front of the warehouse has the rolling doors, and then we'll just need to worry about building a gate for the fence. What is, interesting. I've never seen a jukebox before. I've seen small radios. I haven't really scrolled through to see, what type of music or anything has been put into the game, but I do know the small radios exist. We have one of those. And I do not believe that requires electricity either. I think the radio will play. Obviously, any of the lights that are placeable, those do require a running generator that has fuel to kind of activate those. I could probably snipe that guy from up here. Yep. I gotta tell you, with the last update with the option to loot all binded to a key, that is very nice. Alright, I don't think we're gonna get our medical backpack, guys, unfortunately. See, oh. Okay, so that's going to be our, so this only has one special container, so that's going to be our special container for the town. Let's see what that has. This is perfect. Wow, that is awesome. Uh, doesn't really matter about getting this. We absolutely have no ammo for that. However, this, the Colonel's Revenge, that's a great pickup. I think we might have a suppressor for this. So that's pretty good. We don't need that, but we can definitely sell it to the vendor. So that helps us out every little bit. We'll just do that. We'll unload that. If we're good on some binoculars, that is awesome as well. We've already got a flashlight, so we don't need that. Alright, so with binoculars, you can activate it by pressing the B key. And if you notice, like right in the middle of my screen is this little black dot. So with that black dot, you can tag enemies. You can tag zombies, you can tag AI players, and I think at the most in the past I've tagged about 10, maybe 15. I don't know if there's a limit on like how many it'll hold, but then when you pull away from your binoculars, you can see that they still show up. So now I can snipe these guys. And then the The icon obviously disappears once they've been killed. But that is very nice. There is, yeah, I didn't figure I'd be able to shoot him through the tree. Uh, there is also military binoculars, which I believe the main difference is the zoom. So this one has a 4x zoom. Military, I think it's 12x. I I wish it was a variable zoom, so like you could zoom in and out with your mouse wheel. But as far as I'm aware, there is no option to zoom in or out with those. It's just fixed. Was that everybody? Don't want to get too close to this ledge. No, there's one more guy over here that I missed. Don't know if I'll be able to quite reach out to these guys. There is a rangefinder attachment that you can pick up in game, but obviously we do not have that yet. And also something I just remembered, you can hold left shift to hold your breath. As you'll notice, my stamina bar is quickly going up, and if I hold left click, it'll drop down as I hold my breath. But that's amazing for those long distance shots. Now, I wish you could go prone instead of just crouch, but as far as I'm aware, that is not something that can be done. Alright, let me just do one last scan. Alright, so, oh, have you been standing there the whole time? Alright, so our game plan is to go down, attack, or basically just loot, especially now we cleared out a bunch of zombies, these two buildings, these two, and so this is where the primary infestation is, I believe. And then I think this has a secondary infestation as well as this brick house over here. So that's going to be the game plan, to clear out these, get all the loot. So finish up our looting, at least on this side of town. I think the boss is over there. That is like a uh, police station headquarters. So I believe the boss migrates kind of from there to this little convenience store. So he's on that side of town. So we want to clear everything over here out and then start attacking some of these secondary infestations. So I'm going to hop down, start clearing out some loot. If there's any action, I'll bring you guys right back. Alright guys, we had to run back to the nice convenience of our warehouse here because we did get a lot of loot. Uh, Nothing really to write home about, just kind of a lot of larger items. So we did get some cool stuff. We got a dresser, which is a placeable. So this can hold uh, basically any type of item. Whereas the wardrobe over here to our left, that can only hold backpacks and clothing items. So that just gives us some more storage space there. Let's go ahead and place our jukebox uh, just right quick. We also got a refrigerator, which with the most recent update can hold, well, it's always been able to hold food and water items, but now it can also hold lunch boxes as well. So we did pick that up. We got a couple generators, which we don't need. I did grab two more tents that I found, as well as a backpack, a couple fireman's axes, which we'll keep one, sell the other fireman's axe because we don't need that. I think that's going to be backwards. Yep. But yeah, so we just got some good sellable loot. Like I said, really nothing major. I did pick up a sledgehammer. I'm not sure if the sledgehammer can be used kind of as a pickaxe to break up rock. to me, it would make sense that a sledgehammer obviously can break rock. However, I don't know if that's set up in the game. So, yeah, so we're just doing a quick loot drop off, and then we're going to go back and start attacking those secondary infestations. So, bear with us, and we'll be right back. Alright, guys, we're back. So, we did, before we dropped off our loot, we cleaned out that tent, the hazmat tent. So, this is our okay, no, wait, it's in this building over here is our secondary infestation. You can see the just a pile of bodies. It's kind of growing out of this thing here. So that is indicated by the vine leaving the primary over here. And then also, which I've not looted this building yet, let's go to this building, right? Yeah, so the other secondaries on the side of that building. Let's loot this building right quick, and then we're gonna start attacking these secondaries. We will just rip that. And it did take me a bit longer to unpack that loot than I was expecting. We did pretty good on that. I think when we go to the trader and start selling some of those items, that haul is gonna pay off very well. Let's see here. I don't believe this has a second floor. Also, we did get a wallet, which was great. So that gives us some slots there for our cash and our cards. Let me just see. No. All right, so we can loot this toolbox and go attack our secondary infestation. So what we want to do with that is I'm going to load up this shotgun here. Did we just have an airdrop fall? We did. Okay. Let's check out what's in this. I heard the plane going overhead as I started the recording. Nothing great. That's okay. I feel like I should sell these pants instead of ripping them up for cloth. I think that's the better play there. All right, cool. All right, so this thing has 1,000 hit points. So I believe with this shotgun, we should be able to wipe this thing out with all 8 shots. So let's hope that's the case. If not, yeah, all of our other guns are loaded, so we're good. Perfect. And we definitely don't want to stay around. I want to get up here, because these guys are going to start swarming everywhere. I don't like that. That feels kind of cheesy that on top of this vehicle they aren't swarming me. At least on top of these, like I'm out of reach, but why can I not attack you? I don't want to draw too much attention because there will be a boss that can come and he can knock me right off of this car. So I can really only hide from these standard zombies by doing that. gather our loot. That wave was smaller than I was expecting. Sometimes they will kind of get hung up on corners and in buildings. If two or more of them try to leave the building at the same time, they'll kind of get trapped. So that could be the case. So we still need to be kind of on the lookout. That's not a great pickup. Honestly, I don't like the 249 in this game, but it is something we can sell. So, armor repair kit. That's the first time we picked up one of those. However, our armor is doing okay. So, all right. So that is all that had in it, and I believe I don't think there's any stragglers left roaming. So we need to go ahead and just reload right quick. I think I only went through one mag. We will top off everything here. We don't want to put ourselves in a situation where all of our mags are not topped off, and honestly let's just kind of throw a bunch of this stuff into our bigger mag, because we can also run into a situation where we go to try to reload and it just drops our empty mags onto the ground because we don't have an immediate spot to kind of do that changeover. So we don't want to deal with that either. I think, so 4, yeah, so 4 up right there, perfect. Alright, I'm going to boost up our gamma here just so we can see this a bit better, and then we will come back in the morning for the primary infestation. These secondaries as well as the primary in a location like this will not respawn, so we don't have to worry about it coming back after a save game or anything like that. Let's see. Let's get on top of this fan here. Man, it's getting dark out. Alright guys, unfortunately I'm going to have to cut this. It's super dark even with my gamma all the way up. We're going to hang out and then I'll show you guys what the loot was on that other secondary infestation. So hang out with me, we'll be right back. First, there we go. Okay, the moon did start to come up, so it's a lot brighter out. It was just that little period of dusk there. So let's see what kind of goodies we got from this. Military boots, that's cool. Outside of that, nothing too stellar. I'm honestly surprised we did not get a mini boss out of that secondary. And off camera, between running from the car over here, I only killed 2 other zombies, so the zombies spawning from these infestations were a little bit lower than I was expecting. So let me make sure we're topped off here with everything. 15. Yep. We look to be pretty good. We'll top this off. Perfect. Alright. So this thing obviously is 2,500. So we may be able to destroy it and kind of get out of here before everything spawns and gets to us. So it's going to have to be... was that somebody walking? No. Okay. So it's going to have to be something we do quick, if so. And again, we still have not seen the boss. So if not later tonight, since the moon is high in the sky, uh, we can go over there and explore if he doesn't make our way to us upon blowing this up. Man, we are hurting pretty bad there. There we go. Well, we got our first aid up. Alright, let's wipe out these guys. There's our boss. Alright, so we gotta take this guy out quick. That would still, so this was a large undead boss. So that is still not our main boss that we need to kill in this town. So he is still roaming around somewhere. Alright, we picked up some credits. Good. So I do hate that it is, there's no indicator showing if they have or haven't been looted, if they do have loot on them or not. So that is kind of the downside of being able to just kill them all on a pile here. Getting a bunch of filters here. That's good. We'll need that as we kind of go into some of these irradiated zones, especially we can do that more now that we have a lot better mask. So, well, I guess it does say looted. Okay. I think that is new. Okay, cool. So we've got all of those guys. Is he going to come to us, or is he just going to bang on the fence over there. Nice. Alright, yeah, I think we're going to have to go hunting for that boss tomorrow. Come on. I don't want to chase you down. I want you to chase me down. Alright, let's see what goodies we got out of this. That's nice. We got a weapons case. The ACR. I have not come across that before. Interesting. That is very cool. I'll check out the stats on that. The gun locker is a placeable for our base, but the weapons case is a huge find there. The Black Ops helmet, that is awesome. Definitely going to be utilizing that. Yeah, that's 10% versus I think what we have is 4. Okay, so that's a big come up. As well as Black Ops pants is 12 slots still, but well, I'll wait until we have the Black Ops shirt so we have a matching outfit here. All right. Well, that is going to be it for today, guys. We are going to just run back to base, sort out some loot, and then we're going to come back and wipe out this base tomorrow. So I will see you guys next time. Please leave any comments in the comment section if you have any questions, any feedback on the video or anything like that. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks.